We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. The goal of life is living in agreement with nature. Well-being is attained little by little, and nevertheless is no little thing itself. When a dog is tied to a cart, if it wants to follow, it is pulled and follows, making its spontaneous act coincide with necessity. But if the dog does not follow, it will be compelled in any case. So it is with men too. Even if they don't want to, they will be compelled to follow what is destined. If being is many, it must be both like and unlike, and this is impossible, for neither can the like be unlike, nor the unlike like. The reason why we have 2 ears and only 1 mouth is that we may listen the more and talk the less. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, therefore we should listen twice as much as we speak. All the good are friends of one another. A friend is our alter ego. Nothing is more hostile to a firm grasp on knowledge than self-deception. He would stretch his arm out in front of his and show his open palm, and he would point to his hand and say, "This is perception." Then he would slightly close his fingers, just a little bit, so now he looks like Zeno with arthritis, and he points to his hand now and says, "This is assent, you know." Agreement or belief in something. Then he closes his fist tight and points to it and says, "This is comprehension." Then he takes his other hand and grabs his fist, holding it closed, and says, "This is knowledge." No loss should be more regrettable to us than losing our time, for it's irretrievable. Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. If melodiously piping flutes sprang from the olive, would you doubt that a knowledge of flute playing resided in the olive? And what if plane trees bore harps which gave forth rhythmical sounds? Clearly you would think in the same way that the art of music was possessed by plane trees. Why, then, seeing that the universe gives birth to beings that are animate and wise, should it not be considered animate and wise itself? Fate is the endless chain of causation, whereby things are, the reason or formula by which the world goes on. No evil is honorable, but death is honorable, therefore death is not evil. All things are parts of one single system, which is called nature. The individual life is good when it is in harmony with nature. Steel your sensibilities, so that life shall hurt you as little as possible. No matter whether you claim a slave by purchase or capture, the title is bad. They who claim to own their fellow men, look down into the pit and forget the justice that should rule the world. Happiness is a good flow of life. A bad feeling is a commotion of the mind repugnant to reason and against nature. The end may be defined as life in accordance with nature or, in other words, in accordance with our own human nature as well as that of the universe. That which exercises reason is more excellent than that which does not exercise reason. There is nothing more excellent than the universe. Therefore the universe exercises reason. All the good are friends of one another. Love is a god who cooperates in securing the safety of the city. When a dog is tied to a cart, if it wants to follow, it is pulled and follows, making its spontaneous act coincide with necessity. But if the dog does not follow, it will be compelled in any case. So it is with men too. Even if they don't want to, they will be compelled to follow what is destined. Nothing is more hostile to a firm grasp on knowledge than self-deception. Follow where reason leads. Fortune bids me to follow philosophy with fewer encumbrance. Seeing that the universe gives birth to beings that are animate and wise, should it not be considered animate and wise itself? The avaricious man is like the barren, sandy ground of the desert, which sucks in all the rain and dews with greediness, but yields no fruitful herbs or plants for the benefit of others. By silence, I hear other men's imperfections and conceal my own. Extravagance is its own destroyer. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Why, then, seeing that the universe gives birth to beings that are animate and wise, should it not be considered animate and wise itself? Steel your sensibilities, so that life shall hurt you as little as possible. Man seems to be deficient in nothing so much as he is in time. No evil is honorable, but death is honorable, therefore death is not evil. No one entrusts a secret to a drunken man, but one will entrust a secret to a good man, therefore the good man will not get drunk. Well-being is attained by little and little, and nevertheless is no little thing itself. Happiness is a good flow of life. It is in virtue that happiness consists, for virtue is the state of mind which tends to make the whole of life harmonious.